Hey everyone, Craig Ball here, hope you're going well. The thing I want to talk about today is imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is something that we can all suffer from time to time. It's a very, very common ailment. If you want to nail it down to a couple of words, the definition of what it actually is, self-doubt, okay? Self-doubt on a pretty significant scale to the point where we actually feel, we don't just think, gee, a bit nervous heading into this, or I'm not sure if this is going to work out, but you literally feel your entire self, okay, your entirety, your personhood, everything there is about you is some sort of an imposter. It's pretty significant, okay? Not something that I suffer from, but I do understand, because let's face it, it's something that it can result in a lot of anxiety. Now, there's famous cases of imposter syndrome over the years. Many people you would have known, very famous people. One particularly notable one that comes to mind is Frank Sinatra. He actually thought he was a rubbish performer, and eventually people would catch up with him. Well, they didn't. So he must have been onto something and must have been right, but his imposter syndrome was something that definitely didn't help. Now, if you're feeling this, if you're struggling, dealing with this, getting anxiety around it, really it comes around as a result of a couple of things. You typically may be overgeneralizing. If you're overgeneralizing between yourself and your results, when those results stop coming, or you don't believe you can get the results in the first place, okay, you don't have that self-belief, a couple of things you can do. Stop rating the self. Start assuming that, well, if not you, someone else. You're just as much a human being as anyone else. They are capable of it, so why shouldn't you be? Especially if it's something where it's dependent on qualifications you may have or experience that you already have, okay? It's something that you can go through with. Now, when you find yourself feeling this way, you've identified this, you understand it's a lack of self-belief, significant self-doubt, stop being hard on yourself. Start being nicer to yourself. Treat yourself like someone you're tasked with looking after, as Jordan Peterson would say, and instead of just beating yourself up, pushing yourself, okay, going too hard on yourself will help to reinforce this, okay? So the things we typically think are going to help often don't. So start by challenging it. Ask these 3 questions. Is it true that you're an imposter? No. They obviously employed you. If it's a job opportunity for some reason, they obviously asked you to come along for a reason. You either sold it well or you've done it well. You should be here. Does it logically follow that because you get asked to do something, you're a little bit nervous, that you need to go all the way to imposter syndrome, believing that you are not worthy? No. And finally, is it helping? Well, of course we know that it isn't, or you wouldn't be watching this. So there's some thoughts to get you started. Remember, imposter syndrome can be worked around. It does not have to be this way. Okay? You're you, a fallible, worthwhile human being. Accept yourself because you can breathe, and do your best to work through this. It'll take some work. You won't just Shazam out of the blue, work perfectly every time, but it will come together for you. Give it some thought. If you like this stuff and you want to learn more, okay, start by going to changeseminars.com/self-acceptance. Enter your details to get a guide to get you start thinking about accepting yourself more unconditionally than you currently do. Free download and more videos to come. Thanks heaps, everyone. Hope that helps. Or click the link below. Have a good one.